You are destroying your own life, and you choose to call it love. You call it being loyal. You call it being a good person. But when you look at it in the cold light of truth, it is none of those things. It is self-sabotage wrapped in a blanket of fake morals. There is a scary truth about human nature that most people are simply too afraid to face. It is a truth that Niccolo Machiavelli, the master of dark strategy, whispered to leaders and kings 500 years ago. It is a lesson that our polite society tries to bury deep underground. The lesson is this: not everyone can be saved. And even more importantly, not everyone actually wants to be saved. There are people in this world who are not looking for a hand to help them up. They are looking for an anchor to pull someone down. And if you offer them your hand, they will not use it to climb out of the water. Instead, they will pull you in with them. They will use your body as a raft to keep themselves above the waves while you slowly drown in the deep water of their mess. You know exactly who I am talking about. You have met them before. Perhaps you are hurting for one of them right this second. The friend who is always in the middle of a crisis. The partner who drains your very soul, but always demands more of your patience. The family member who takes your money, your energy, and your peace, and then pays you back with anger and bitterness. You try to fix them. You try to heal them. You honestly think that if you just love them enough, or if you just sacrifice enough of yourself, they will finally change. But Machiavelli would look at you with cold eyes and tell you the brutal truth. A person who tries to be good all the time is bound to be ruined among so many people who are not good. Kindness without boundaries is not a good quality. It is a weakness. It is a deadly mistake that predators, parasites, and people who choose to stay ignorant will use against you until you are nothing but an empty shell. Today we are going to perform a surgery on your mind. We are going to cut away the rotting parts of blind kindness. We are going to explore the 6 types of people you must never under any circumstances try to save. This is not about being mean or cruel. This is about your own survival. This is about saving your power, so you can use it for the people who actually deserve it. If you are tired of being the person who gives everything and gets nothing back but pain, listen closely. This might be the most important lesson of your entire life. But be warned, once you see human nature through this lens, you can never go back to the comfortable lies of not knowing. Before we name the faces of these 6 dangerous types of people, you must understand how the savior trap works. Why do you do it? Why do you rush into a burning building when the person inside is the one who lit the match? It is because you have been trained to believe that your worth is tied to how useful you are to others. You believe that being good is measured by how much pain you can take for other people. You think that saying no is an act of betrayal. Machiavelli viewed this as a form of strategic suicide. In his world and in the real world we live in today, energy is a limited resource. Power is limited. Time is limited. When you pour your resources into a black hole, you are not just wasting them. You are actively paying for the destruction of your own future. Imagine a ship. It has a limited amount of space and a limited amount of supplies. If you bring everyone on board, the sick, the angry, and the people who break things, the ship does not become a safe place. It sinks, and then everyone dies, including the innocent people and including you. To save the ship, you must be very tough about who you allow on the deck. This is the concept of healthy darkness. It is the understanding that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let someone hit the bottom, because the bottom is the only place where their lies break apart. The bottom is the only place where they are forced to either stand up or stay down. When you save them, you steal their lesson from them. You stop the natural law of cause and effect. So, who are they? Who are the ones you must cut loose? Let's look at the first one. The most hidden and often the most dangerous type, number 1, is the architect of chaos. This is the person who is always followed by a dark cloud. Machiavelli warned against hanging out with the unlucky, not because of magic, but because of what he saw. He noticed that some people are not victims of bad luck. They are the builders of their own destruction. You know this person well. Every time you speak to them, there is a new tragedy happening. They lost their job, their car broke down again, their partner lied to them, their landlord kicked them out. It is a never-ending, exhausting stream of bad things. At first, your heart hurts for them. You think, my God, How can one person suffer this much? You step in to help, you lend them money, you offer them advice, you connect them with good opportunities, and for a week or maybe a month, things seem quiet, but then the chaos comes back. The job you got for them, they lost it because the boss was out to get them. The money you lent them, it is gone, swallowed up by a new emergency. Listen to me clearly. Bad luck is catching. This is not magic. It is psychology. The people who are always unlucky are people who lack good judgment, discipline, and self-awareness. They make fast bad decisions. They ignore warning signs. They make enemies out of people. They are lazy in how they think and careless in what they do. But here is the trap. They never take responsibility for it. It is always the world doing it to them. It is always just bad luck. If you try to save the architect of chaos, you invite their mess into your own life. You become part of their damage. Machiavelli understood that human lives are connected. When you tie your boat to a sinking ship, the laws of physics do not care about your good intentions. You go down with them. I have seen very smart men and women lose their reputations, their savings, and their minds because they tried to help a person who is addicted to being unstable. You cannot fix a person who loves the drama of their own failure. Why do they do it? Because chaos gets them attention. Chaos lets them off the hook from having to work. If they are always the victim, they never have to try to be the winner. Stop trying to be their umbrella. Step back. Let the rain fall on them. Let them get wet. Let them get cold, because only being cold will make them realize they need to build their own shelter. If you keep protecting them, you are just helping them stay useless, and eventually their bad luck will become your bad luck. Keep your distance. Protect your peace. The infection of bad luck spreads through contact. Keep yourself away from the architect of chaos. Type number 2 is the bottomless pit. This is perhaps the most painful type to deal with. This is the person who asks for your help, eats up your help, and then hates you for it. Machiavelli wrote a lot about how people are quick to forget to be thankful. He said that people change their nature as soon as their interests change. The ungrateful person suffers from a deep feeling that they are owed everything. They do not see your kindness as a gift. They see it as a debt you owe to them. Watch the pattern carefully. The first time you help them, they are very happy. They say, "Thank you. You saved me. I don't know what I would do without you." You feel good. You feel useful. The hook is set in you. The second time they ask, they have less doubt. You help again. They say thanks, but it is shorter, and they don't look you in the eye as much. The third time, they don't even ask. They just expect it. And if you are slow to help, or if you hesitate, they get annoyed. They make a mean comment like, "I thought friends helped friends." This is the bottomless pit. Nothing you give will ever be enough to fill the empty space inside them, because that empty space is not a lack of money or help. It is a lack of character. When you help someone like this, you create a dangerous situation. You become the person in charge, and they become the person who depends on you. And human beings, by their dark nature, often hate those they have to depend on. Depending on someone makes them feel small. Your kindness shows them that they cannot take care of themselves. So they take your money, they take your time, and they secretly get ready to hurt you. Have you ever noticed that the people you help the most are often the ones who say the worst things about you when you are not there? This is why Machiavelli says that if you must help, do it in a way that doesn't make them depend on you forever. Or even better, do not help at all if you feel they think they are entitled to it. How do you spot them, test them, say no to a small request? The way someone acts when you say no tells you everything you need to know about their character. A healthy person respects your boundary. The bottomless pit will react with anger, or try to make you feel guilty, or suddenly act cold. They will try to punish you for turning off the tap. If you see this reaction, run. Do not walk. Run. You cannot save someone who believes the world owes them a living. You will pour your life into them, and they will look at you with dead eyes and ask, "Is that all?" Do not waste your best things on people who will just stomp on them and then attack you. Type number 3 is the smiling saboteur. Now we are moving into darker territory. The first two types drain you because they are weak or entitled. This third type drains you because they are mean. Machiavelli knew that jealousy is the most destructive force in any group of people. The smiling saboteur is often the person closest to you. They are the friend who has been there since the start. They are the peer who started at the same level as you, but then you grew. You succeeded, you got better, and they stayed exactly the same. They cannot stand it, but they are smart. They do not attack you openly. Open enemies are easy to see because you can see their swords. The smiling saboteur hides their knife behind a big smile. They want to save you from your own dreams. Listen to the way they speak to you when you share good news. If you say you got a promotion, they say, "Oh, really? That's great, but aren't the hours going to be terrible? You are going to get so tired. I'm just worried about you." If you met someone amazing, they say, "That's nice, but just be careful." You know how you always get your hopes up too high. I don't want to see you get hurt again. Do you hear it? The tiny bit of poison, the fake worry. They hide their jealousy in the language of protecting you. They try to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They want to lower your confidence so you fall back down to their level. Machiavelli warned that people are so simple and so ready to be fooled that a person who lies will always find people to believe them. The jealous person wants to save you from success because your success is a mirror that shows their failure. If you try to bring them along or try to save them by pulling them up to your level, they will secretly or openly ruin the trip. They will start drama right before your big meeting. They will give you bad advice. They will tell your secrets to the people you are competing with. They do not want you to win. You cannot save the jealous person. Jealousy is a disease of the soul that cannot be cured. It eats the person who has it. The only way to deal with the smiling saboteur is to stay quiet. Hide your wins, hide your joy, hide your plans. Machiavelli says silence is the best way. Do not give them the ammunition of your happiness. When you are around them, be boring and act like you are struggling. If they ask how business is, just say it is a tough grind. Give them the misery they want to see, and keep your real victories for people who actually want you to do well. If you try to save them or try to fix their insecurity with your love, you are hugging a person with a bomb. They will blow up the bridge you are building just to watch you fall into the canyon. Never let them know your next move. Never let them know your true power. Take a moment to stop and breathe. I know this is heavy. I know faces are popping into your mind right now, names you haven't wanted to say out loud. You feel the guilt starting to rise. The voice in your head is saying, "But they need me, or I'm different, or I can change them." Kill that voice right now. That voice is not your heart. That voice is your ego. It is your pride, thinking you are powerful enough to change human nature. You are not God. You are a human being with a limited battery. If you keep plugging yourself into these people who run on pain, you will die inside. Stress kills people. Betrayal kills people. We have 3 more types to cover, and these next 3 are the ones that use your deepest feelings. These are the ones that leave the deepest scars. Get yourself ready. We are going deeper into the maze. Type number 4 is the professional victim. We are now at the most tricky creature in the world of psychology. This type does not come at you with a knife or with pride. They come at you on their knees. The professional victim. Machiavelli understood power better than any man in history. He knew that power comes in 2 ways, fear and pity. A bully uses fear, but the weak use pity. And pity is a drug that goes around your logic and goes straight into your feelings. You must understand the difference. There are people who are victims of bad things, and then there are professional victims. A real victim wants to get away from their pain. A professional victim wants to use their pain. They grow it like a garden. They wear their trauma like a crown, demanding that you bow down to their suffering. They use their weakness like a weapon. They say, "I can't do it because I'm sad," or "You're hurting me by asking me to be responsible." They say the world is too hard for someone as sensitive as they are. If you try to save this person, you are playing a game you cannot win. To save them would mean taking away who they are. If they get better, they lose their excuse. If they get strong, they lose the attention that being weak gets them, so they will fight every solution you offer. You offer a ladder, and they say their arms are too tired. You offer a rope, and they say it burns their hands. You try to pull them up, and they go limp, making themselves heavy, so you have to carry their dead weight. Machiavelli would warn you that anyone who depends on the pity of others is building their house on sand. But you, the one trying to save them, are building your house on a swamp. Every time you rescue them, You prove to them that being helpless works. You are paying them to stay broken. And here is the darkest part. On the moment you stop, the moment you say, I cannot carry you anymore, the lamb becomes a wolf. The professional victim will attack you with a speed that will shock you. They will tell the world you are the bad guy. They will tell everyone you left them alone. They will change the story to make your tiredness look like being mean. They need a bad guy to finish their story. And by trying to be their hero, you have signed up for the job of the bad guy when you finally get too tired. Do not play this role. Feeling sorry for a professional victim is not love. It is hurting yourself. You must let them fall. You must let them face the empty space without you holding their hand. Because only when the people watching leave does the actor stop acting. Type number 5 is the arrogant fool. This person is the enemy of wisdom and growth. If you are not careful, they are the enemy of your sanity, the arrogant fool. This is not just someone who doesn't know things. Not knowing can be fixed with facts. This is someone who refuses to know. This is someone who is in love with their own opinion, even when that opinion is ruining their life. Machiavelli had a strict rule for leaders. He said, a leader who is not wise himself cannot be given good advice. He meant that you cannot teach a man who thinks he is already perfect. You see this person making the same mistakes over and over. They choose the wrong people. They put money into scams. They start fights they can't win. You, with your good heart and your clear eyes, see the cliff they are walking toward. You run to them and say, stop, look at the map. You are going to fall. And what do? Do they thank you? No, they laugh at you. They argue. They tell you that you don't understand. They do mental tricks to prove that up is down and wrong is right. Why do you waste your breath? Understand this harsh lesson. You cannot use logic to get a man out of a spot he didn't use logic to get into. The arrogant fool does not want the truth. They want you to tell them they are right. And when you offer them the truth, they feel like you are attacking them. By trying to save them from their own mistakes, you become their enemy. They will call you stuck up. They will mock you. They will drag you into long, pointless arguments that drain your spirit and leave you tired. And the worst part is, when they finally fall off that cliff, and they will fall, they will not learn. They will blame the wind or their shoes or you for talking to them. Stop trying to be the teacher to people who don't want to learn. It is prideful of you to think you can force wisdom into a mind that is closed shut. Machiavelli suggests a colder way. Stay silent. Let life be their teacher. Life is a tough teacher. It does not argue or debate. It just gives results. When the arrogant fool talks, do not fix what they say. Do not argue. Just nod and say, that's interesting. Then step back. Watch the crash from a safe distance. Protect your own mind. Do not dull your brain trying to cut through stone. Save your wisdom for the people who ask for it, the ones who are humble enough to say they don't know and ask for help. The arrogant fool must be left to the world. It is the only thing strong enough to break them. Type number 6 is the scorpion. This is the final type, the one that breaks the hearts of the most loyal people, the person who repeats history, the scorpion. There is an old story. A scorpion asks a frog to carry him across a river. The frog says, no, you will sting me and I will die. The scorpion says, why would I do that? Then we would both drown. The frog sees the logic and agrees. Halfway across, the scorpion stings the frog. As they both go under, the frog asks why. The scorpion says, it is just my nature. There are people in this world whose nature is to betray and destroy. This is type 6. The person you have forgiven 1,000 times. They lie to you and you forgive them. They steal from you and you forgive them. They hurt you and you forgive them. Why? Because they cry. Because they promise they have changed. They swear this is the last time. They are going to get help. They are different now. And you want to believe them. You want to believe in people getting better. You want to be the saint who saved the sinner. But Machiavelli warns that people never really change their deep nature. How a person acts is a pattern. Their character is a pattern. The best way to know what someone will do in the future is to look at what they did in the past. When you save the scorpion from the results of their sting, you are not helping them grow. You are just teaching them that they can hurt you and still survive. You are training them to hurt you. Every time you take them back, you lose some of your self-respect. And they respect you less, too. How can they respect someone who treats themselves so badly? They see your forgiveness not as kindness, but as permission. If they took me back after I did that, they will take